Hello, this is Teresa Towns, and my webinar for today is Better Collaboration, Better IEP. This IEP training is for you if you feel cluttered, consumed, confused, crushed, and just downright cynical. This IEP training is not for you if you're looking for legal advice because I am not a lawyer, I am an IEP coach. It's not for you if you're looking to have the blame game, if you're stubborn or you're just kind of stuck like talking about all the things that we can't do. We're looking for things that we can do. We're looking for solutions. Some of my results. Teresa doesn't just fight for your child, she teaches you how to fight for them too. After working with her, I walked into meetings feeling calm, confident, and fully prepared. That's from my client, Jessica. So, better collaboration. We're going to talk about three main points today: positive attitude, verbal communication, written communication. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of better collaboration. And yes, you will get a copy of these slides. So save your hand. Don't sit here and try to have to write everything down. You don't need to do that. There is no fluff, no theories promised. I'm going to share with you the best tips on how better collaboration with the IEP team can help build a better IEP for your child. Because now more than ever, the success of a student with an IEP hinges on actually true collaboration. Collaboration is the key. We need everyone on the IEP team, including you, the parent, to be fully committed to making the best possible progress happen this year. The IEP is just a piece of paper. It is living, breathing human beings that actually bring it to life. And everyone working together as a team is what gets the best effect from everything, all the hard work that you guys have put in putting what's down on paper. So, how did it all get started? I've been working with special needs students since 2004. I have also parented a child with special needs. That's me and my son, Troy. Troy is on the autism spectrum. He was diagnosed in 2010. And because of me starting out as an educator in 2004 and then eventually becoming a parent of a special needs child, I have actually sat on both sides of the IEP table. And how is it going so far? I am a proud member of the Master IEP Coach Network. Yay! Certified teacher, as mentioned before, and I have also become a registered behavior technician as well. So we're going to jump right on into today's topic, better collaboration. We're going to start with the first bullet point, which is positive attitude. Having a positive attitude fosters trust. It keeps communication calm and solution focused. You always want to start with partnership, not battle. When you're coming together with the IEP team, you want people working together, sharing ideas, sharing strategies. When people come together and they all feel like they're all working for the common goal, which is helping your child be successful in school, you are moving in the direction that you want to go into. When the atmosphere is a combative atmosphere where people feel like there's a power struggle, then it shifts the attention from your child and it turns into more of a us versus them, and that is not going to be helpful in the long run in implementing the IEP for your child. Please stay calm even when you're not. I am a parent. I know what it feels like when these are our children and we want what's best for them, and it brings out the mama bear and the papa bear, and we're ready to fight and wreck shop. But you do not want to be that parent. Regardless of how emotional you might be, you have to do your best to stay calm. And it's okay. It's okay in the middle of the meeting to say, hey, this is really a little much for me. I need to step away. And if you really are in a situation where it's not really going in the direction that you needed to go to, you can even abort the meeting. It's not something we want to jump to immediately, but always know that if you get to a point where you're so emotionally charged that you really can't continue, you that is something that could be considered as an option. Always express appreciation. This is probably one of the biggest things you can do to help your child be successful in school. Teachers are overworked and underpaid and are not appreciated. Most teachers go into the workforce, and because teachers are on the front line, they're always being blamed for everything. So when a parent comes in and shows the appreciation for the hard work and effort that all of the educators, that's not just the teachers, the administrators, the therapists, the SLPs, the OTs, when you show appreciation for what they've done, that sets a tone of collaboration. More results. Teresa stood out for her patience and encouragement. She listened carefully, adapted to my son's needs, and helped me navigate the school system effectively. That's from my client, Ying Ching. I worked with her for over 2 years. Excellent, excellent, excellent parent. Our next bullet point, verbal communication. Good verbal communication builds understanding and creates the foundation for effective collaboration. Always be clear and specific. When you go into the IEP meeting, you want to use very clear language. It's easier for the team to come up with goals and objectives when you come up with something very specific. For example, if you say that, well, Robert's being, um, Robert doesn't pay attention. I'm I just want him to stop, with that. He doesn't pay attention. Um, if you were to rephrase that and say that in a more clear, specific manner, you might say, I noticed that when we're home, when Robert is sitting at his desk, he might pay attention for the first 2 minutes, but after 2 minutes, he stands up, gets up out of the desk, walks across the room, and starts looking out the window. That is more clear, it's more specific, and that can help build a goal, objective, in the sense that, okay, so we know that he's capping out at 2 minutes. So maybe we could start moving the goal from 2 minutes to, let's see if we can get him up to 5 minutes. And maybe the paying attention now is him sitting in the desk as opposed to him standing up and walking away. Always ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are a great way to invite the team in to have a discussion about your child. One of the things that we want to do is we want to get the experience and the expertise of the team that's there in the room. You have lots of experience, you have lots of expertise, you have members of the team that have their unique talents and abilities. And when we ask open-ended questions like, well, maybe we could consider bringing in a sensory break for Robert. What do you guys think? Do you think having a sensory break would be something that could help de-escalate some of the behaviors he's exhibiting? Um, is it possible that we could consider going into the general education setting for maybe just 15 minutes and see how that might work to bring in more inclusion into Robert's school day? That's definitely a great tool to have. Use I statements instead of you statements. This is a very good tool because when we use I statements and as opposed to you statements, the you statements put people on the defense. I can't tell you how many times I sat in meetings and there's the parent that's saying, well, you were supposed to, and you didn't do this, and had you, and why haven't you done? As a teacher, um, that's going to make me feel like a failure and like I don't have your students' best interest in heart, and that's not always the case. Coming in with the I statement is much easier to work with. I feel that Robert is not accomplishing his goals. I've noticed at home that he's supposed to be, one of his goals is doing multiplication of numbers with two-digit numbers. And I've noticed when he's working on his homework at home, he's not making progress in that goal. I'd love to explore some options on some things that we can do to address that. Another result. I love that Teresa has always wanted to make her students and herself better, always growing. She understands that parents are worried about what will happen to their children once they pass away. We know that at some point in time, our children will be adults. And at some point in time, we will not be here with them. So while they're in school, we want to maximize on what they're learning, what they're accomplishing, because we want to propel them forward as adults into the future. The third bullet point is written communication. Clear written communication ensures everyone stays informed, aligned, and accountable. It's always best to prepare before meetings. And sometimes when I say this, parents think, oh, really? You're putting something else for me to do? Preparing for meetings doesn't necessarily have to take a very long time. I prepared for, believe it or not, I actually prepared for my son's IEP meeting just last night, and it only took me about 10 minutes. You want to just take an opportunity to think about the things that you need to say, the things that are most important. You should always request a draft of the IEP ahead of time. A lot of parents don't know to do that. A lot of teachers don't know that they're supposed to provide one. But always make sure you get that draft of the IEP. That will help you prepare for the meetings. Follow up in writing. When I was an educator, whenever I had a meeting with a parent, whether it was a phone call, face to face, parent conference, Zoom meeting, I always would follow up with an email that would bullet point everything and summarize everything. Not all teachers do that. So if your child's teacher or IEP team is not doing that, that's something you should certainly do. I, as an IEP coach, that's one of the things that I do with my clients and I do for my clients. I take that off the plate because I know as parents, we're stressed. We're juggling multiple hats. We have a lot of things going on, and that's not always easy. So that's something I enjoy doing for my clients. It helps get one other thing off of the plate so the parent can focus on other things like cooking dinner and going to the grocery store and things like that. Definitely keep a communication log. Communication logs are very important because the hope is that the IEP team is going to move forward and everything's going to run smoothly. But there are things that can go in the wrong direction. Um, and if you're ever in a situation where um, things are not progressing and you do have to go to the next level, it's good to have a communication log because that way you can go back in time and show where you have been working hard with this team to move forward and these attempts have not been fruitful. Having Teresa in your corner will be one of the best decisions you've ever made for your child's education. I have known Teresa for almost 5 years now, and I highly recommend working with her. That's another client of mine, Lisa. So, better collaboration. We've talked about 3 things here. We've talked about having a positive attitude, verbal communication, as well as written communication. So, right now you might be feeling like this. Oh, please help. It's a lot. But imagine if you could feel hopeful, validated, understood, affirmed, supported, heard, encouraged, and acknowledged. So this is your invitation to work with me to get more yeses at your IEP meetings and walk in feeling calm, prepared, and confident. Working with Teresa made a meaningful difference for both parent and child. That's another client of mine, Susan. So, some of the educational and IEP supports that I offer are analyzing the IEP and new client onboarding, the all inclusive client action plan, proposed revisions of IEPs and other documents, the review of your progress reports during the year, one on one coaching sessions, and support and communicating the IEP team. For the first year, this is a total value of about $4,268. And to continue this year after year is about a 1200 per year value. However, because I am the parent of a special needs child and I know the financial hardships that we have, a lot of us even have to change careers to be home with our children, and then there are the costs that are involved. Sometimes you have some medical things that are out of pocket. This is just very unreasonable. And so my hope to you is to offer a value for an affordable cost. So my price is only $475. And this is over $4,000 in value. You have instant access, ongoing monthly coaching, plus yearly updates, and it's a one-time payment, one and done, $475. And this is only for a limited time only. This is for you if you're a parent who wants more yeses at the IEP meeting. And you refuse to get involved in the IEP drama, and you love simple strategies that get phenomenal results. So, little Q&A. Do you work in my state? Yes. Thanks to technology, I work in all 50 states. I'm a coach. I come alongside you, and I'm there to support you in any way that you need as we navigate through this IEP process. Do I attend IEP meetings? Yes, I do. My main goal as a coach is to come alongside you and to help you be the best advocate for your child. And that's my primary focus. However, if you do feel the need of having me to attend an IEP meeting, that is a service that I do provide separately. Do I give legal advice? Absolutely not. I am not a lawyer. I'm an IEP coach. I do not give legal advice. So remember, this is for you if you're a parent who wants more yeses at the IEP meeting, you refuse to get involved in IEP drama, and you love simple strategies that get phenomenal results. And unlike the others, I teach parents how to partner with teachers and administrators to get more yeses. And that's pretty rare in the IEP world because most advocates push confrontation. The way I like to describe this is I encourage parents, teachers, administrators. This isn't just for parents, this is for anyone that sits at the IEP table. I encourage you to come talk to me. Get me involved before we get to the point where we're bringing in an advocate. My goal is to help everyone on the team come together and work together and play nicely for the benefit of your child. Because when people are working together and they're voluntarily feeling value, feeling they're heard, feeling that we're getting the job done together as a team, it is so much more effective than when you have an us versus them. So you're invited. Please, I would love for you to schedule your free 20-minute consultation. Go ahead and visit me at teresatowns.com and click on the link. And I will be so excited to have an opportunity to get to know you, get to know your student, and let's get more yeses at the IEP table and better collaboration. And let's have a wonderful school year. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.